Let's have this conversation now. The CRL Rights Commission says there are growing calls to shut down churches led by foreign national pastors, and this comes as anti-illegal immigration groups demand that undocumented migrants leave the country by 30 June. Now, plans are underway to establish a council for Christians to regulate pastors and address gaps identified by the SIU and CRL Commission. That's around commercialization of religion and abuse of belief systems. For more on this, I'm now joined from Durban by the CRL Chairperson, Thoko Mkhwanazi-Xaluva. Ma'am, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. Always good to have you with us here on eNCA. I want to start by just ascertaining how much you know about some of these threats to close foreign-led churches. What do you know? What have you managed to gather on the ground?
Oh, good afternoon, and thanks for having us. Good afternoon to your viewers as well. We are aware of a video circulating that says foreign-led churches must be shut down. We have been looking at it, and we have been talking to the organizers of the march, because it's them who actually said that in that particular video. One of them, Upholds, is the one who said that, and so we looked at it and we thought it is not something that should be done, because we are saying we have to respect the religious sector, whether we are led by a foreigner or not. We are saying that it's a church. A church is a church. And most of the time, the majority of people who go to those churches are South Africans. So our mandate is to protect in this particular instance, the religious sector. But we're not saying that nothing should be done. We are saying we are busy, extremely busy, finding a solution. Because when you look at the SIU report, the challenge is the lack of a professional body.
Yeah, and I want to get to that. My apologies for interjecting. There, I'm going to get to some of the plans already in place, and we'll unpack that. But I just want to pause for a second on some of the comments that have been made. You were referring to that now. For instance, statements like those could certainly raise tensions, and as we get closer to that unofficial deadline or ultimatum that has been put, what is the Commission doing? Because you're warning against those threats to close foreign-led churches. What concrete steps will the Commission take if tensions escalate ahead of 30 June? Because statements like those could potentially escalate it.
We've spoken to one of the leaders who are the organizers, and we are urgently trying to facilitate a meeting with them so that we can ask them to stay this part of whatever it is that is happening on the 30th, but allow us time and space. So we're in Durban for a reason, because we're trying to facilitate meetings with the organizers to discuss this matter and other religious leaders.
Let's then talk about some of those measures that you were referring to. For instance, the Council for Christians by Christians. How exactly would that be structured? And one of the key questions that many are asking is, who decides, who qualifies to open a church in South Africa? How would that technically work? Talk us through some of that.
You see, right now, when we're doing our investigations, we did talk to Home Affairs even then to say, how do you approve foreign pastors who are coming to open churches here? They gave us an example of, for doctors, they go to the health professional councils, for lawyers, for whomsoever and whomsoever. But for the religious sector, they can't go anywhere. And we said even at that time, as early as 2017, that this opens the door to corruption. You wouldn't find a doctor bribing a Home Affairs official because the Health Professional Council is there. So we are saying the Health Professional Council, by Christians, elected by Christians, must sit down every time there's a foreign pastor who comes in. One of the things they told us at that time, way back, was that they say they're coming to perform miracles. It's only your peers who can understand what we are talking about there. Just like for doctors, it's only other doctors who can say, yes, you qualify.
Well, critics may say this process regulates faith too heavily. How do you balance self-regulation with constitutional religious freedom? Just briefly.
It's very clear. The religious sector itself must determine the parameters. There will be no violation of freedom of religion. We have guaranteed Christians 1,000,000 times. All we're saying is we need to protect congregants, and we're doing everything in our power to protect congregants. What we're telling people is that we need to accelerate. We're committing to the nation that this process needs to be accelerated so that solutions are found and congregants can be protected.
Well, I really hope that we can have another conversation once you do finalize your engagements with some of the leaders of the protest there in Durban. Thank you so much for your time here on today. That was the CRL chairperson, Thoko Mkhwanazi-Xaluva, and they are taking a very firm stance and warning against some of the threats of protesters. You might have seen that video circulating. She was mentioning it now, to close down foreign-led churches. They are saying that that is not acceptable. Now let's